Hello, everybody. I'm back. We haven't done a video in a while. I got my sister here, Marianne.
Hello.
Yay. I think we did Deadpool last time.
Yeah, awesome, awesome.
This ain't Deadpool. This is Dunkirk. And we saw, what, maybe a month ago?
Oh, yeah.
So, a little behind the times, but my sister comes down to visit, and we thought we'd do a video. Dunkirk was written by Christopher Nolan. He wrote it and directed it, and I think it's his first movie of the topics actually real. He's done the Dark Knight trilogy, the Christian Bale Batmans, obviously, Interstellar, and he did, what was the other one he did? Inception. So if you know his films, you kind of have an idea of his style. So quickly, Dunkirk is a place in France, and it's a story of troops stuck on this beach. It's World War II, prior to the U.S. involvement. So you have French, Belgian, and British forces stuck on this beach.
400,000.
Yeah, 400,000. The movie starts off right in this event, and what's happening is a short version, real quick. Like I said, 400,000 troops stuck on this beach and they're trying to get out. They're surrounded by Germans and they're closing in. But the movie doesn't really tell you how that kind of happened. So if you want to read about Dunkirk, the history, give you an idea. This starts right off. And it's really 3 stories.
Yeah.
I guess there's 3 separate stories.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, the cast is an ensemble cast. We'll talk more about the cast in a minute. There's not... It's good actors, but they're all pretty evenly balanced.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you who was better than the other one.
Yeah, no, it's a good film. It's a heavy film.
Yeah.
We saw it in 70mm IMAX, which was fantastic. If you had a chance to do that, do it.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. It's great for my dad. He could hear it.
Yeah.
Man.
You can really hear
but it was real. I felt like I was...
Yeah, it was tremendous.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right. So you have these soldiers stuck on the beach, and they're trying to evacuate. They have ships. They're trying to load ships. All the while, they're getting bombing runs by German bombers and German fighters. I don't think the soldiers had weapons, did they?
No.
They were just...
Nope, they were picking up anyone who was dead.
Yeah, they were just trying to
defend
get people off the beach. The wounded first. So that's one part of the story. Then you have the dogfighting, the air part of the story. 2 pilots against the Germans, which is I don't know how to describe it. It's just like you're just in those planes with them. It's pretty amazing how it was shot. Then the third part, and probably the most important, was the civilians. Yeah. At first you saw the military trying to commandeer any boat they could, fishing boats, sailboats, to help in this mass evacuation. Then the civilians took it upon themselves just to hop in their boats and go towards the battle. And that's a big part of the movie.
Yeah, but also a big part of the movie too was because he wasn't French, was it? So he didn't want him on the boats.
Oh yeah,
remember?
That's another,
that was the other.
Yeah, there was some animosity between the Allied soldiers who's going first.
Right.
Okay, so back to the cast. It does have Kenneth Branagh. He's in it. Tom Hardy's in it. He's in a few Nolans.
I didn't know that was him. Oh my God, I was shocked.
You kind of...
You didn't even know it till you told me. So at the end.
I knew going in, but you don't...
No.
I mean, he's just a pilot in a plane.
Yes.
Fionn Whitehead is the soldier we follow on the beach. He was a newcomer. I didn't know much about him.
No.
And Mark Rylance, he was in Bridge of Spies, I believe. He won a Best Supporting Actor a few years ago.
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, I think, not to get too off track, but I think most people thought maybe Stallone would win it for Creed. Mark Rylance.
Got it.
Anyway, he's the dad, takes his boy, and they go in their private ship to help evacuate. And he knows what he's sailing into.
Right.
And it's and the timelines. Once I understood the timeline, like you don't know you see the dog fighting, then the beach,
Right.
and the beach evolves into the boat sinking. They're getting torpedoed. They're getting bombed. A group of soldiers hop in a boat to hope to float it. We don't get too much away, and then Kenneth Branagh on the beach he's the senior officer with another senior officer trying to figure out how they're going to do this evacuation. It's a big movie.
It is. It is.
It's a lot to take in.
The timelines. Really pay attention to your timelines, because I almost missed the timeline until you told me that one little thing, thinking, oh my gosh, that's right, that was them. Yeah, it's like one of them. Honestly, kind of reminded me like a Quentin Tarantino in a sense. He starts in the beginning, ends up being the end or the middle or something.
Yeah, Nolan has that kind of. If you see another Nolan, even the end of his Batman movies, he kind of brings everything together.
Okay, yeah.
Inception, but this one, once I figured out.
Yes, once you figured it out.
I thought, man, I can't wait till he's going to tie us together.
Yeah, it was.
And the sound, the cinematography, the sound was overwhelming at times. It is a constant, either gunfire.
I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they lived with that.
It was like a driving pulse.
It was.
A character. A big part of this movie. Sometimes overwhelming. It took over the film.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it really did. No dialogue. You could probably count.
Yeah.
There's only one really big conversation was when they're on the pier.
Yeah.
And we won't say what happens, but that was the main conversation of what was going on, really.
Yeah.
What they were doing.
Pretty much told you how it was all going to tie together.
Yes.
And there's so many inner plot lines.
Yes.
And how they pick one person out of the water and you realize, oh, that was the guy.
Right. That got stuck on this one.
Yeah. And you're like,
I was trying to get off of that.
What's going on?
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, they rescued from here, went to here. This went down, then had to rescue these guys from here. Yeah. It was like no matter where they went, they couldn't get off. Yeah. It was just a matter of no matter what avenue you took, you were going to get hit again. Yeah. You were going to get either bombed or...
And the pilot, you don't know if the pilot already took that plane out.
I know.
Or it didn't.
I know.
And you find out. And then there's going to be a little plot spoilers, but it's a true story. You can read it. Yeah. But the fuel in the water. Yeah. And they had to swim through that. Yeah. And it's burning their eyes, and that catches fire. Yeah. And then the boats they can't go into the fire when they're trying to get the people. And then there's people, the kid that gets hurt.
I know.
Just falls on the boat, and that's a big part of it. It's just, it was just so much that.
How many? Five words, I think, each person.
It was a little more than 5 words, but
But I'm just saying, it was just all action and.
Yeah, but every piece of dialogue was important.
Yes.
There wasn't any wasted.
No.
It's not two people sitting in a pub talking about what happened and telling a story.
It is getting off that beach and everyone involved and all those guys and trying to get home and save them.
Yeah, there is a little bit of text in the beginning of the film. Yeah. It kind of comes up and tells you what has happened. But it was like, how many did they save? Like 350,000 people?
I know. I know.
I mean, that means still 15,000 were killed.
I know, but still, that was...
Interesting is you don't see the Germans too much.
No, you don't see them at all.
The planes, but you don't see but you know they're
worse.
There. Yeah.
Because you hear all the bullets. Yeah, it's like, where the hell?
Yeah,
and the one scene, like, I don't want to give the line out, but that one scene, man, it's like, plug the bullets. I'm like...
We'll plug the holes.
Okay, right. Whoa!
I think you can go a little faster with the camera.
But
that's
I
my
couldn't
sister.
imagine. Oh my God!
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, duck. There's something to pray.
Pray. Bottom line, really, honestly, that's all you could do. And
I thought, and to tie it all together, I thought at the very end, they show soldiers who made it out on a train, and the one soldier mentioned how they're going to treat us. When we get there, are we cowards because we ran?
Right.
But that's what they're thinking. And when I watched it, I didn't dawn on it at all that those guys were.
No.
Yeah, because once you realize how screwed they were, it was just survival. Yeah. And to think that all those soldiers got saved, and they were taken in. They get the food, the blankets. They were treated like they should have.
Yeah, and at the end, because that was the biggest thing, because they were afraid.
And then, obviously, as the U.S. gets more involved in the war, those same soldiers probably go right back and fight again.
Well,
Yeah, But, I didn't, that surprised me. So the whole movie, I didn't think any of them were running or not fighting. It was just.
It was a matter of
they
trying
were
to
in a
save
bad spot.
everybody
Yeah.
to get off that island
they
and
would
to
have been
save
slaughtered.
them.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. They were sitting ducks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oscar
man.
nominations.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Probably Best Picture.
Definitely.
I
Cinematography.
don't know.
That 70 millimeter. I felt like I was there.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and sound. I
Yeah.
don't know. Acting's great, but I don't know if one person was enough.
I couldn't pin because
There's no lead
scene,
actor.
No,
They're all supporting actors.
Yeah, they were. No matter
no-
what scene you were in, they all did that excellent job.
Yeah.
You believed it.
Yeah.
I felt bad for that one pilot too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to say. I know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was horrible.
Yeah.
But then you had to think of that.
Yeah.
Just like
And every
mentally.
every timeline had tension just kept building
I know.
individually.
Yeah,
Then the
I
whole
know.
movie just.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Right.
So
It was.
yeah, I highly recommend.
Yeah, highly. Yeah,
I don't know
it
if
was
you can,
so
I don't know if
good.
it's a movie you can watch over and over again.
I could watch it again.
I will say, it'll be a different experience. Like if I'm on my 60-inch TV on demand,
Yeah.
it's not going to be the same type. It's going to be a good movie,
Right.
but that IMAX was.
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
was
not
that. Yeah.
I'm not an IMAX fan, but that one was.
Yeah,
done well.
that was definitely a
So you
cinema.
gotta look one side screen to the
I
other side
know,
screen,
yeah.
and the plane, all the planes fit, and just the way the dogfighting was tremendous.
It was
I
great.
couldn't imagine logistics and how they had to pull that off.
It's
Also,
awesome, man.
so obviously we liked it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. It was good.
This
I was
thing-
up there with Deadpool.
Yeah. Actually, I give it a 2.
John Jerry, but that
Yeah.
was.
Actually, I give it a 1 out of 10. Don't bother with it. No, it's good. I know.
No, that was definitely. Hey, kudos, man. That would even be worth even on a matinee price.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was worth going to. That's a
yeah.
film that you could, tickets are what, 15
Yeah.
to
And I think if I watch it again, I would like it more just for the fact I would understand the timeline now. So I
Yeah.
would see the connections better.
Yeah,
like I could
that's
see
true.
I could
focus more on.
right, like
Yeah.
right, this is where these
Yeah.
intercede. This is where
There's-
they're at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
There's tragedy, heroics,
Yeah.
all intertwined. It's very good. So
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
This has been Color Positive with my
Got it.
sister, and there's my
there's my
in the
brother
background.
Rich. Hi,
Hey,
Rich.
How you doing?
He liked
Oh.
Dunkirk too. Didn't
Yeah.
you like Dunkirk?
Yeah.
We're
What you
talking
think?
about Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
We won't put your face in the
down.
video.
Yeah.
You're being
Hey, stay there.
recorded. No,
Don't
just
worry
stay
about
there.
All right, we're out,
Did you
guys.
like it? See ya.
Bye.